Put simply, we expect Bitcoin to appreciate 30% a year for the next 20 years. That is our risk-free rate. Like, that is literally the hurdle rate. I can acquire Bitcoin at 1 times revenue. It's a monopoly on digital capital. I can acquire the world's reserve capital network at 1 times revenue, growing 30% a year for the next 20 years, risk-free, integration-free, overnight, no questions asked. What could be better than that, right? Nothing could be better than that for us, right? My hurdle rate's 30%, integration-free, risk-free. We've got, in my opinion, we have the world's greatest product. I'm going to sell a digital credit instrument that's going to give you a 10% dividend with 80 to 90% of the volatility of Bitcoin stripped off it. And I'm going to sell it to 5% of the credit market. And that's $15 trillion by my calculation. Right now, $30 trillion in 10 years.
That's a pretty big idea.
I would reduce it down to the simple maxism that Marcus Aurelius gave us 2,000 years ago. Just because you can do a thing doesn't mean you should do a thing, right? And I think humility dictates, if you have a good idea, right? The most important days of your life, the day you're born and the day you figure out why. Okay? The arrogant guy thinks he was put on earth to solve 100 problems. The humble person, if they're fortunate enough to think they're put on earth with a mission to solve 1 problem, you just got given a gift. So what we figured out is we can create digital credit, and it's better than $300 trillion of other credit. And whether or not it solves 1% of the market's problem, or 5%, or 10%, or 20%, or 0.1%, doesn't really matter, right? It's a life's work to create good digital credit. If you're fortunate enough to be given the opportunity to do something, you should laser-like focus on that thing, because you want to look at the history of failure.